the first round of the NFL Draft was full of many surprises, including not one, not two, but 3 quarterbacks that went in the first 12 picks. Considering how I did not have a single first round grade on any of these guys, Thursday was definitely a shocker to me. Of the 3, the only quarterback that I feel as of right now that will get the time needed to develop is Patrick Mahomes. While he was obviously selected well before I would have taken him, the Chiefs have plenty of time to develop him as he sits behind Alex Smith for at least one full season. Before we talk about his fit, I want to talk about the trade. On Thursday, the Chiefs sent their 27th overall pick, their 3rd round, and their 2018 first rounder to the Bills, who were picking at number 10. If you trust the NFL value trade chart, the Chiefs had to make up 620 points. The 3rd round pick is worth 136, meaning the Bills had to feel like the future first was worth at least 484. According to the chart, the 32nd pick is worth 590, meaning that the Bills actually made out well in this trade. The Chiefs, on the other hand, slightly overpaid, but not by a ridiculous margin if they think Mahomes is their future franchise quarterback. Now obviously, a lot of this will depend on how the Chiefs play next season, but the trade doesn't look too terrible. Well, if you've been following this channel, you'll know that I gave him an early 2nd round grade in my film breakdown. In that video, and I highly recommend you go back and watch it, I discussed his incredible arm strength and how he is a natural improviser with the ball in his hands. Versus West Virginia, he extends the play against a 3-man rush to create a much bigger play down the field. If there is one thing that I think Mahomes needs to do to be a top-tier quarterback, is that he needs to fix his mechanics. Versus Oklahoma, he set the NCAA record for most yards in a single game. Some of that was done with poor throwing mechanics that he'll actively need to work on, like in this play in the 2nd quarter. He holds the football too low, which elongates his throwing motion, then he keeps his weight on his back foot by overstriding and locking out his front leg. This causes his passes to sail and fall short on his deep balls. You know, initially, I really didn't like his fit in a West Coast offense. Air raid quarterbacks don't typically translate well into the NFL because the scheme doesn't force you to throw into tight windows, nor does it always require you to throw with good timing. But the more I researched Andy Reid and his adaptation to the scheme, I started to realize that Mahomes might actually be a good fit there. The way Reid uses a lot of play action and bootlegs, and how the quarterback needs to be able to have the arm strength and a quick release to hit receivers down the field, like in this play versus Baylor. Mahomes has most of these traits, he just really needs time to learn the system and develop consistent mechanics from the ground level up. Looking at the 3 quarterbacks in the first round, if I was to grade them based on skill, fit, and capital spent, I'm honestly not really a fan of any of them. I mean, I get the desire to have a franchise QB, and while the Chiefs and Texans are both playoff teams with high caliber defenses, I still think it's way too early for any of these guys to have been chosen. Well, that's all I got for you. In my next video, we'll jump to Myles Garrett and see how his dominance earned him the first overall pick. That video will release sometime next week, and if you want to support my channel on Patreon, the link is in the comments. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at SamuelRGold.